Just a quick reminder that this video is intended for educational purposes for any photographer in a worst case scenario. I do not condone any violence. Please use what you learn in this video only for self-defense purposes in a worst case scenario. Self-defense for photographers, part 2. Let's get into this. This is my kick bag. This is how I practice my kicks and punches and things like that when I'm not at the dojo. I'll be using this to demonstrate some of the things that you could be doing and also see how much of an impact things can make when you need some self-defense and then run. In part 1 of this video, I talked about the Kubotan and how useful that could be, but how it's also illegal in some states and how you can use certain other products, devices, things that you already own in place of a Kubotan. One of the things I did not mention, but I should have mentioned, is a monopod. Now, I do not own a monopod, but this is a leg of a tripod, and it basically is the same thing as a monopod. Imagine being able to hit somebody with a monopod. Now, let's imagine that this is a monopod. Don't mind the extra legs. We're just pretending here because I do not own a monopod. But this is basically a giant bat. This is a carbon fiber one, so you wouldn't want to necessarily do it like a bat, but if you had an aluminum one, there's no risk of it breaking by it bending backwards. But it's also self-defense, so if your tripod breaks, for you to have your life saved, or for you to not get beaten up, and for you to get away, then let your tripod break, who cares? But what's really cool is that you could take either the blunt side of your monopod, the pointy side of your monopod. That would really hurt somebody, as with that. Now that would hurt whether you have a camera on it or not, because your monopod's going to have a head on it of some sort, and the bottom, this is some thick rubber. It's going to hurt. Now let's say that you don't have a monopod, that you actually have a tripod, and you either have it with your camera on or not. Again, doesn't matter. If somebody is coming at you, you know all you got to do is look how far away you are. When you are far away, it actually gives you a bit of an advantage when you have something like a tripod. Because somebody's going to be coming at you, you can, from a distance, can actually attack back. You can attack back. And you can actually do the attack and then get away. You've got an advantage when you got a tripod. Pretty big advantage at that. So if somebody's coming at you, take your tripod and literally hit them like a baseball bat. Or if you want to, you can trip them by just getting them at sort of the ankles. They're going to get tripped up and they're going to hit the floor. If you are doing this, then please don't keep your hand on the ball head. Try to hold it more like this. So that way, and don't get your fingers stuck inside of your tripod legs. That'll hurt. Grip the outside of your tripod legs. So that way you've got a good grip and there's no risk of you hurting your fingers, crushing your fingers, or anything like that. Here is another tip. If you are somebody who has a small strobe on you, a small flash, a speed light, this would work with a big flash, a big strobe, but it'll be a lot more difficult and slower potentially. But if you feel somebody suspicious coming towards you, grab your speed light. Grab your speed light, put it to 1:1. That is the highest, the most power, the most light output that your little light can actually provide. If you do this and somebody's suspicious coming to you, all you have to do is hit that flash, that test button, and blind the person, and just get away, right? This can be a bright light right in their eyes. Now, if you've got something like the Nikon SB800 that has a steady light, you can actually go in, you can hold that down and let it just flicker and shine somebody's face at 1:1. That's pretty bright. The next thing I want to show you is what is called a shuto. It's basically a karate chop. And there are many ways to do this, but the most simplest that I can show you of what you could do to a person if they were coming at you, if you saw an opening around their neck area, and this will make a person drop so fast. Imagine the neck is right here, around the same place as your neck. All you have to do is take this hand, whatever hand is in front. If you're facing like this, obviously it would be this hand. If you're facing like this, which I'm going to do for the camera, then it's going to be this hand. All you have to do is take your hand, get some sort of whipping motion in place. The best would be up by your ear. Get it and just karate chop to the neck. You want to make sure your thumb is in, because if your thumb is out and you hit somebody and you somehow get your thumb, you're going to break your thumb. Keep these fingers, the rest of your 4 fingers, together, and you're going to just karate chop. Now watch how hard it will be. Ready? You can do it fast, you can do it hard, and you're not just going and stopping here. You're going through, as if you're cutting through somebody's neck. And you want to try to get it with this part of your hand. There are other shutos or karate chops. The most popular one that you probably recognize from the movie The Karate Kid would be this one, right? Now this one is good, which you can't do with a heavy bag, of course, but that one is good for getting somebody sort of in the collarbone area. Ideally, you want to get the collarbone. You break that collarbone, they're definitely going down as well. But it's hard to demonstrate on a heavy bag. The neck one is definitely much easier to demonstrate on a heavy bag. But basically, this is what that one would look like, sideways. You're using the opposite hand, the back hand, right? This is the one that was in the back. If I'm facing like this, I just use this one and you just go like that. I just did a little sideways, which you could also do as well. You get even more power from the one in the back. If you are somebody with alligator clamps, these clamps that are often used for backdrops, these would make really good Kubotan replacements. So you can take this, hold it like this, don't get your finger stuck in there, and just from the back side. Front side would be a little bit more difficult because your hand could slide forward. If you do that, your hand could slide forward. If you get the back side, one thing that could be very effective if you have nothing else on you and you have no choice but to fight back is to do a front kick. Most likely when you were little, you kicked a soccer ball, you played a bunch of games where you're kickball, right? You're doing things where you're kicking something. Football, whatever it is. You're basically doing the same thing, but higher. So we're gonna kick. If somebody's coming at you, just kick them out of the way and get out of there. The front kick would be extremely effective. It's used quite often in sparring when you're in class, just to get somebody away from you. So this has been part 2 of self-defense for photographers. If you have some additional ideas, comments, things that you'd like to share, please comment below. Let us know, and maybe we can get a part 3 going. If you like this video, click that subscribe button below right now. Even karate kick the notification bell. I publish new videos every Monday and Thursday whenever possible. You don't want to miss it. See you in the next video.